Hello, and welcome to the People's Clerk, the show where you, the citizens of Fulton County, get a chance to learn more about the different services available through the Superior Court Clerk's office and how those services relate to everyday issues that impact the life, the liberty, and the property of the people we serve. I am Kathleen Tina Robinson, and I am proud to serve as your clerk of Fulton County Superior Court. I'm honored that you chose me to carry out the mandated task of housing and safeguarding all of your criminal, civil, real estate, and Board of Equalization documents. My continuous commitment to you is making the clerk's office more efficient and customer-focused. Over the past few years, I've spearheaded various projects and initiatives which has moved the office into that direction. However, as demands for our services continue to increase, so too must my dedication in making the Clerk of Superior Court's clerk's office even more efficient and more effective in its practices. One of those efforts came a short while ago when my office, along with other criminal justice agencies, entered into a partnership with Tyler Technologies to launch Odyssey, our unified justice case management system. Since then, members of my staff have been collaborating with Tyler Technologies to implement a more efficient method of filing court documents with our office, and I am proud to say that we will soon be launching Odyssey Civil e-filing. Today, we will be discussing this new filing system and how this change benefits you. When we return from break, you will hear from a member of my staff as well as a representative from Tyler Technologies as we prepare for the launch of Odyssey Civil e-file. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Today we are discussing the new Odyssey Civil e-filing system and its benefit to you. Joining me today is Chief Deputy Rita Johnson and Jamie Gillespie with Tyler Technologies Incorporated. Ladies, welcome to the People's Clerk Show.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about your affiliation with Odyssey e-file.
I am a chief deputy clerk in your office, obviously, and my first encounter with Tyler came through the Odyssey implementation, and recently I've been heading up the project to do e-file GA with Tyler Technologies.
Hey, Jamie.
I have been with Tyler Technologies for about 15 years now, so quite a while. And during that time, I've done multiple different things, but over the last about 5 years, I've been working more specifically on our e-filing product and rolling that out across the United States. So I've been working here with Fulton County for the last few months to help them get live on the e-file Georgia product.
Great, we're glad to have you. Please explain to our viewers, what exactly is Odyssey e-file, civil e-file?
Well, so the e-filing application is it is a web-based e-filing portal that allows attorneys, pro se litigants, and other people that need to file documents with your office to be able to do that remotely from the comforts of their home or their office or wherever they are. So they can get those documents to the court 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, instead of having to go to the court and bring those documents. So it really is just a way to deliver the documents to the court in a more expedited fashion.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to that, a new way of doing things. And how many other counties are currently participating in this way of delivering the documents to the various courts?
So here in the state of Georgia specifically, we have 7 counties that are live on the eFile Georgia site today, with another 7 that have contracted with us. We recently went into a contract with the Georgia Metro Clerks Association, and through that we have created partnerships with the Superior Court clerks around most of the Metro Atlanta area. and then we're slowly bringing them on the system. Through the e-filing application that we have, we do also have 14 other states and counties within those states that are using the e-filing system. So it's definitely something that's, rolled out across the United States, but it is fairly new here in the state of Georgia.
So if a person wanted to file documents in any of the metro courts, they would be able to do so through Odyssey e-file.
That's right. We have one website, one web portal where they can go, they can use the same login, the same account information, and be able to file the cases that they do across the multiple courts. And the benefit of that is that they don't have to go to each individual court to do their business, so they can actually see a holistic view of the cases that they have in the metro Atlanta area. So it really gives them one local place to go and be able to pull up information that they need to and do the work every day.
That's real convenient, and I'm sure the citizens and the legal community will really embrace that service. This has been going on for a while, the implementation. Were there any specific challenges that presented itself since Fulton County is a large county, the largest county in the state? So were there any specific problems, if any? What were they with that implementation?
I think with each new county there comes different challenges. We mostly work under the same rules and orders and laws. However, there's definitely a different way that each court does business. So, one of the things that we've worked really hard with Fulton Superior Court on is going through the processes that you do every day and making sure that we can replicate those in a efficient, effective manner in the e-filing system. Obviously change is coming, and that's something that we all want to get used to and get prepared for, but we want to make sure that this is a change in the positive. So we want to make sure that we are working through any of the hiccups that may come, any of that stuff. So while there's been challenges, I think all those challenges have been met with hard work from the Fulton County team to process all of the different business processes that they do today, and make sure that they work well in the e-filing system so that when we do launch, it will be a smooth launch. And Rita, you might want to add to that a little.
We've actually, our team included people that were not just part of the clerk's office in processing the paperwork, but we also included people from the court administration. We included staff attorneys in the discussion. There were judges in the discussion. So we're hoping we're going to get a product that reflects everyone's needs from the different perspectives of not only the clerk, but the court user as well.
Yeah, just to add a little bit to that, what's interesting is each person kind of has a different approach and a different perspective of what they need it to do. So by incorporating all the different departments and the different people, it really allowed everyone an opportunity to say what I need for it to do is this, and to walk through that process to make sure that we did have that holistic application ready for you.
Yeah, so everybody got an opportunity to voice because they're all stakeholders. Every stakeholder had an opportunity to voice their concerns and give input.
Right, and be there to walk through it to make sure it worked for their office and their users.
Multiple opportunities.
Yes.
Good, that's good to hear. So when does this great civil e-filing opportunity begin?
Well, it's coming soon, and so our viewers should be on the lookout for it, and it's going to revolutionize the way we do business in our office.
And so when you say it will revolutionize it, tell me a little bit more.
So right now, if you come to the office, you physically so you eliminate having to come downtown, deal with our wonderful Metro Atlanta traffic.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and so you don't have to do those things. And so you will be able to do it from the convenience of your office, your home, at a public library, for instance. And you also have 24/7 access to it. So it won't be limited to the business hours that we have. So you'll be able to do it if it meets your schedule to be able to do it after dinner, then that's when you can do it.
Right.
And as a citizen, that's pretty important to me. I work a full-time job, as do a lot of people, and so being able to go to the courthouse and do the work that I need to do at the courthouse during the business hours that are also the same business hours that I work makes it difficult. So allowing that to open up the availability of the time that I can get to the court and do the business that's necessary for my life is really a nice feature to have.
Absolutely. And so we've talked about some of the benefits. So overall, who will benefit?
Well,
overall?
I really think it's a win-win. And so it's not just something that's going to benefit the clerk's office or just benefit the staff attorney or the courtroom. It's something I think that's going to benefit the user, your constituents. It's going to benefit everybody that has a stake in the system. And so I think that's really important to emphasize. It's going to allow the clerk's office to get certain work done more quickly. Right now, currently, it takes about 20 minutes or so to open up a case. That can cause lines within the clerk's office. With the user inputting their own personal information, which they know very well themselves, into the computer and uploading the documents, it's a matter of 2 to 3 minutes to open a case. So it significantly reduces the time to initiate the case from the clerk's perspective. It eliminates the lines from the customer's perspective. And so it allows everyone to walk away with a better experience just dealing with the courthouse. And of course, we're expecting that there will be hiccups, as with any implementation of technology. We've done our best to go through to anticipate what the problems may be, to come up with solutions. And we really believe that we have anticipated the issues well, and we will be able to handle whatever process or whatever comes up. But we ask that people be patient, and we have numbers that people can call. There's always, you can call the main clerk's number, which is 404-612-5344. That puts you directly in contact with someone in the area where the filings are being viewed. And so that if you have an issue, you can give them, say, your envelope number, or you can give them the case number, and you can tell them what their issue was. If you're having problems actually filing, there's a number that you can call for Tyler Technology as well. And Jamie, do you want to share that number?
Sure, that number is 1-800-297-5933.
Okay, and so there will be people available at that point to actually assist, whether it's from the technical part of Tyler, or whether there are things that are going on with their particular cases with that number.
Yes, and we'll also have people in the office to assist you should you choose to come down and use one of the many kiosks we have available for filing. If you don't have access to a computer in your home, or for some reason it's not working properly, you can always come down to the courthouse. We're going to have about 10 kiosks that are available for use, and we'll have staff available to walk you through that process.
Great. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and this is such great news. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll learn more about Odyssey eFile. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Before we went to break, we were discussing the benefits of our new Odyssey Civil e-filing system. And Ms. Johnson, you were discussing about the benefits, so we'll talk more about that, the benefits of the system.
Well, then the other benefits are obviously the expense involved in parking downtown and coming into the courthouse. And then there's some other benefits as well.
You know, one of the big benefits that we see is the lack of paper transfer. Anytime you ever go to a courthouse, you oftentimes see clerks pushing a little thing down the hallway with a bunch of papers in it as they're taking to court. As we move those into the electronic world, then they're then able to be passed electronically, which also means other parties are able to get those electronically as well. So it really eliminates the paper clutter and the paper processing that what we've had before. So that's something that's very new for the clerk's office to move to more of a what we call paper on demand.
Right.
So it's definitely not a paperless. We're not getting completely rid of it, but we don't have to have paper for every single thing anymore. We now get to choose when we print and what kind of, how many things do we actually need copies of and so forth. So that's a big one for the environment for sure.
Yeah, save a lot of trees.
Yes.
Okay, so will our filers be able to file, because currently we have cases that are ongoing that have not been closed. So will they be able to file in the existing cases?
They will be able to file in existing cases. We get this question quite a bit because in some systems you have to start off as an electronic case in order to continue as an electronic case. That will not be the case here. Odyssey will dump into eFile Georgia when you put the case number in, all the information pertinent to that case number, and so you will be able to use the file into the existing cases.
Well, that's good.
You know, and what that allows is it'll allow you the ability not only to be able to search by a case number, but also to search by the party name. So if you happen to be a party on a case and you may not remember the case number, you can search by your name and pull that information back to start the filing. So that's helpful as well.
Yeah, that is helpful. What are some of the common questions that you've encountered as it relates to this type of change?
You know, we're kind of a society that's all about me, right? So how does it impact me? So to kind of go through that from an attorney or a pro se litigant, a citizen that wants to file into a case, from their perspective, really it's allowing them the one site that they can go and they'll be able to file all of their information, but it also allows them to get electronic service. So if they need a copy of something, they actually get served that electronically with the clerk's file stamp on that. So they don't have to go to the courthouse and get that. So when you're kind of thinking about how does that impact me, that's definitely one of the areas. And then obviously for the clerk's office, we're hoping that it will speed up the efficiency of the processing pretty significantly.
Right.
One of the more frequent questions we get is obviously the fee involved. And so there is a $7 filing fee, and there is a 2% credit card fee that goes along with the filing. If you're only doing service through the system, then there's a $3 fee.
But one of the great things about that is we want to make sure that there's equal access to justice. And so we want to make sure that people have the availability to file even if they don't have that $7 or that $3. So if you come to the clerk's office and file just like you did traditionally, those 10 kiosks that Ms. Johnson mentioned earlier will allow you to do that without incurring that $7 or $3 fee. So it's just the exact same fee as what they had before. They're just paying those filing fees that are mandated by the state law.
By the state law.
Just so we're clear that when they use the kiosk, they upload their documents. They won't be charged a $7 fee. They can avoid the 2% credit card fee by going to our cashier and paying the cashier, and then the case will be accepted into the system.
Okay, great. Well, that's good information. Save a few dollars by knowing that. What are the date stamp procedures? How does that work?
So the date stamp, typically what you find is a date, you get a date stamp the day you come into the court. And so we're open from 8:30 to 5, and if after 5 o'clock you would be at a loss, you wouldn't be able to get that date stamp any longer. E-filing does change that. And so up until 11:59 p.m. that night, if you upload a document and you are able to successfully file it, even though the clerk may not accept it until the next day, and on a Monday, if it were a Friday, you get the date of your filing. Now, there are a few things you have to know about that. So if it's rejected, you do not get the initial filing date. If it's rejected, you must refile it again, and you get the new filing date. Some of the common reasons why something might be rejected is lack of funds. I should say not enough money has been chosen. So for example, when you file a case, you get one plaintiff and one defendant for free. Each additional plaintiff or defendant is an $8 fee. Well, you have to select additional services within the e-file and add that money on in order for it to be a part of your cost, so that you wouldn't avoid having your case being rejected. And so that's one of the things that our users should know about when they get ready to file cases. And then another common reason for rejection would be if the filer, the user, has chosen a filing code, which is a description of the document they're filing, that's different than the title on the document that was actually uploaded. And I want to be clear about the reason we make the choice to reject that, because we don't know which was your actual intent. So did you upload the wrong document and you really meant to file a motion for summary judgment, or did you click on the wrong button and you meant to file something else? And so we do that to avoid having issues with the docket and the documents and what they're called on our docket.
Right, because we can't make that decision for you.
Correct.
Right. So ultimately, what should potential users do to prepare for the launching of civil e-filing?
Well, the first thing that if you already have a case in the system, the first thing you would want to do is you would want to go on to Odyssey eFile GA and register. If you are using Odyssey eFile GA in another county, there's no need to register a second time. But if you're not using it anyplace else in the state, you would need to go online and register. Additionally, if you have pending cases, you would want to go into those cases in Superior Court once we're live and put yourself on the service list. The judges are going to be sending out their orders through the system, and if your email address is not there, you will not know what orders have been sent out by the judge, and that would be a very bad thing.
Yes. It would be.
And so then the other thing to look for if you're an attorney or if you're a user and you currently have a case pending would be the standing order on electronic filing, which Chief Judge Tucson is in the final stages of drafting, and I expect it should come out any day now. It will be on both the court administrator's website as well as our website, so that they can have access to that and familiarize themselves with the rules so that they're sure to be in compliance with the court's desires.
Right.
And, Madam Clerk, from the software perspective side on preparing for it, another great thing is that we offer free webinar classes, so they can sign up on the eFile GA website and actually go in and register for a class and then watch a live webinar that's a live person. They can ask questions at the end of it. We also have videos that are available, as well as user manuals and some help guides. So there's definitely multiple options to train yourself on how to use the system. We do have a self-service feature as well, so if there's just a small question that they have, maybe if it's outside of the normal business hours and they just want to ask a quick question, they can search for those questions and see the answers back. They get a return back on what those answers are. So there's some things that they can do just to get ahead of it. The one thing I always caution people as they embark into a e-filing world is definitely from the filers, don't wait until the last minute, right?
Correct.
And that's our nature to do. So just remember, if it's your first time or even your first couple times filing and you have a deadline, you're going to want to start that process a little bit early, because it's very frustrating when you're on a time crunch and you're trying to learn something new.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of training opportunities to get out there ahead of it and get ready for the launch.
Right.
And I've actually personally viewed the how-to videos. I think they're real helpful. I think if you get stuck after you've taken the webinar, the video is there, and so you're able to go back and familiarize yourself with the process. And it's very user-friendly. If you're used to being on the computer, then you will find it very simple to be able to manage it.
Well, we've only got a couple of more seconds for the final thoughts. So if you would each give your thoughts in a couple of seconds.
Well, I think we're really excited about it, and I think it's going to make using the court system easier for lots of people.
Great.
I agree. I want to say, don't wait. Get out there, get online, get ready to go, because it's coming.
Great, great. We're going to take another break, but when we return, you'll hear my final thoughts. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I would like to thank my guests, Chief Deputy Rita Johnson and Jamie Gillespie, for providing such valuable insight on our upcoming civil e-filing system. I would also like to thank the other staff members of the Courts Bureau for their dedication and precision in preparing for this new implementation. I hope the information shared today was insightful and has gotten you excited about civil e-filing. With our Odyssey Unified Justice Case Management System and new civil e-filing systems coupled with our office's recent credit debit card payment acceptance method and a new user-friendly website coming soon, my staff and I are focused on maintaining an elevated level of efficiency in serving you. I will continue vigorously working on your behalf to improve operations that truly do impact your life, your liberty, and your property. Should you ever need any of the clerk's office's many services, we are located at 136 Prior Street, Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. We also have 3 Fulton County service centers for your convenience. We can also be reached at 404-613-5313. Or please visit our website at www.fultonclerk.org. We take pride in assisting every Fulton County resident in every way that we can because we believe in doing the right thing the right way each time for every customer. I'm Kathleen Tina Robinson, and I am the People's Clerk. See you next time.